professional wrestler and actor John Cena accidentally called Taiwan a country. Is this the end of his career in mainland China? Welcome to Giant Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. Did you know American World Wrestling Entertainment star John Cena speaks Mandarin Chinese?
You want the Chinese version? I'll give you that too. 我要金要带，我是冠军，我永远不放弃。
Like a lot of people who want to get a foothold in the China market, John Cena began learning Mandarin years ago. Here he is in 2016 introducing WWE in mainland China.
请允许我告诉你们，一点关于 WWE。WWE 生意跟爆曝光率都在中国，以前不大，我认为这是坏事。
But the problem with pandering to the China market is sometimes you have to pander to the China market. And that can get complicated when part of the China market is Taiwan. On May 8th, John Cena did a promotional interview on Taiwanese television to promote the upcoming film Fast and Furious 9 and its world premiere in Taiwan.
台湾是第一次国家看到速度与激情9。
I know, you're shocked. There's going to be a Fast and Furious 9. How many of those freaking movies are they going to make? How do you outdo a submarine car chase? Also shocking, John Cena just called Taiwan a country.
台湾是第一次国家。
And now John Cena is being canceled in mainland China because inadvertently referring to Taiwan as a country instead of a region one time in a language he's just learning to speak is enough to spark outrage among mainland China's butthurt online commentators. You know who you are. You're the ones writing angry comments below this video right now. But before you do, let me just say one thing. Taiwan is a country. It has its own independent democratic government. It was never part of the People's Republic of China. Taiwan is a country. There, now you can finish writing those angry comments. But unlike me, John Cena still has dreams of being in the China market. And that's why instead of defending his comments, he apologized.
你好，中国，这是叫西呢。我必须说，现在，在《速度与激情》中，我做很多采访，很多，所以在一个采访，我有一个错误，我必须说，现在就是很重要，我爱更尊重中国跟中国人。 我很抱歉，对我的错误，对不起，我很抱歉，你必须了解，我很爱，很尊重中国跟中国人，不好意思，再见。
John Cena is not afraid to take on Vin Diesel man to man, but he sure whistles out when it comes to the China market. Speaking of Vin Diesel, my favorite Chinese state-run media, the Global Times, contrasted the two men, saying Vin Diesel said he was grateful to Chinese mainland audiences for supporting the Fast and Furious series, which led him to do something unprecedented. He asked the film company to release Fast and Furious 9 in the Chinese mainland first, as a way of thanking mainland fans.
Hey, my brothers and sisters in China. Wo shi Vin Diesel. Finally, I am here.
So now, Fast and Furious 9 opens in mainland China first, instead of Taiwan. Although, technically, that's because Taiwan closed theaters due to a recent spike in COVID-19, a plague that came from mainland China, like political correctness. Speaking of the plague of political correctness, this brouhaha over John Cena's comments are part of a long-standing problem for anyone who wants to do business in the China market. It's one of the strongest tactics used by Chinese state-run media to manipulate public opinion or put pressure on brands and businesses. Back in 2016, Ziyu, a Taiwanese member of the famous K-pop group Twice, was seen waving the ROC flag on a television show. And then her agency, JYP Entertainment, allegedly coerced her into publishing an apology video.
中国只有一个，海峡两岸是一体的。我始终为自己是一个中国人而感到骄傲。
Wow, that looks sincere. Interestingly enough, that controversy happened right before Taiwan's 2016 elections. The forced apology video didn't really help cross-strait relations. Taiwan election analysts have said the issue may have contributed as much as 1 to 2% of the electorate's vote to Ms. Tsai, whose DPP traditionally backs independence for the self-governed island. And the list goes on. Taiwanese actress Vivian Sung issued an apology after being caught calling Taiwan her favorite country in an old interview. Zara apologized for simply listing Taiwan as a country on its website. More recently, in 2020, 2 virtual Japanese YouTube hosts were suspended from live streaming for 3 weeks by their talent agency. The suspension came after the pair included Taiwan on a list of countries that had contributed the most to their subscribers and displayed Taiwan's national flag. So even virtual animated people can be canceled for calling Taiwan a country. A South Korean variety TV show was also boycotted by Chinese viewers for showing a Taiwanese flag on a game board posted next to a Chinese PRC flag. Apologizing to China has almost become the norm over the years for everyone in the entertainment industry. Very few people can stand up to that kind of pressure. Except for me, of course. But the trick is, I'm not very entertaining. But what actual market impact have John Cena's comments had? I'll tell you after the break. Welcome back. The public outrage over John Cena calling Taiwan a country shows just how much the China market can be manipulated to punish foreigners. Overnight, the approval rating for Fast and Furious 9 dropped by 2%. Before, it was predicted that the final box office of Fast and Furious 9 could reach 2.3 billion yuan. But due to the careless speech, the box office forecast has dropped to 1.5 billion. As other articles put it, Fast and Furious 9 villain John Cena speaks Chinese well, likes Lao Ganma, yet supports Taiwan? There are too many two-faced celebrities from foreign countries, and they always want to come to the mainland only to make money. Their friendly behavior towards China is not sincere. Even after John Cena's apology, some Chinese people just didn't buy it. You better say, in Chinese, Taiwan is part of China, or else we will not accept your apology. I'm gonna pass out. In Taiwan, he says Taiwan province is a country. In the mainland, he says he respects Chinese people. How two-faced. I don't understand why Chinese people should tolerate him. He's profiting from Chinese people's money with such an unclear political stance, and yet people will still watch his movies? What generation is this? Of course, there were some people who focused on educating the pro-wrestler. Remember, from now on, Taiwan is part of China. Hong Kong is part of China. They were never independent countries. I applaud you for your fast and serious response in standing up to admit your errors. If you could record yourself saying Taiwan is part of China, that would be even better. I hope you enjoy China and can spend more time understanding China. Well, I'm sure he understands China much better now, after seeing how one sentence has nearly jeopardized the access to China he's worked so hard for. John Cena is the perfect example of what happens when optimistic foreigners think they can have a future in the China market. You spend years learning the language and building relationships. But it's always a ticking time bomb. And John Cena's day just happened to come. And And this is actually a gift to the Chinese Communist Party. They don't really care what Cena said. You can't offend this man. It's just an opportunity to make a famous foreigner get down on his knees and beg. And it's a lesson to other foreigners to toe the party line. And now, it's time for me to answer a question from you, viewers who support China Uncensored by contributing through the crowdfunding website Patreon. Aladdin Masick asks, if Xi Jinping was to die from natural causes, what would happen to the CCP? Continue as normal or a 180? Xi Jinping's death would mean what for China? Interesting question, Aladdin. This has been a topic of much debate. For example, this think tank essay called The Longer Telegram argues that China would be better without Xi Jinping, that it could reform if only Xi Jinping were removed. That is stupid. I'm not defending Xi Jinping. He's done some very bad things, like lock up Uyghurs in concentration camps. But all the bad things Xi Jinping has done are just extensions of the terrible things the CCP has been doing for more than 70 years, like lock up intellectuals, and lock up democracy advocates, and lock up Falun Gong, and lock up Tibetans. Every Chinese leader has at least one group they arbitrarily go after as a way to maintain power. The chance of the Chinese Communist Party reforming itself and becoming a liberal democracy after Xi Jinping dies is less than my chance of teaming up with John Cena in the next big China movie. So don't fall for it. Regardless of what happens to Xi Jinping, the fundamental problem is the Chinese Communist Party. It's rotten to the core. On the plus side, at least we have Taiwan, which is a country. Thanks for your question, Aladdin. And thank you for watching. Go to patreon.com/China Uncensored and learn how you can support China Uncensored with as little as $1 per episode. The link is below. I'm Chris Chappell. Thanks for watching.